Hi, everybody. Jack here with you for a Wednesday update. Here, I was just looking at the calendar. Next week is already pushing the end of August already. Where is this year going? All right, I want to chat with you on a few things because still in the news and understandably, the vaccine issue and our school boards, are they mandating it and so on and so forth. We've already talked about the fact that legally they can, by way of federal law and in case law, employers can do that and that sort of thing. Not going to rehash all of that. Watch a couple weeks back as I discussed that. But one of the things that I think is interesting, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about this as we move forward on lots of topics. But one of the things that I really come to see here, with it, as contentious as times have become, the old saying, preaching to a choir. You're preaching to the choir. You're talking to the same people. And what I'm seeing happen is that more and more people have their choir. Pick the topic. Doesn't matter. And you talk to people who agree with you, and anybody who disagrees with you is crazy, wrong, et cetera, et cetera. And you build up your own thoughts because of that choir. Human nature, and that's where we're at today. Choirs, lots of choirs. So one of the things that I think is important, especially now that I'm in the legislature and I'm a representative, and I've said this before, I may have my beliefs on any topic, whatever it might be, but I have to respect that I represent everybody. I was knocking doors, visiting the other day, and I had a woman tell me, I said, "Hi, I'm Jack O'Malley," and she says, "No," she said, "I support the governor." And I said, "Okay, good. But I'm still your state representative, so if there's anything I can ever do for you, let me know." So I have to go out there and talk to those people. I have to listen to people, right, that disagree with me or whatnot. So anyway, my point is, you got to know who those other people are and what they think. So when it comes to masks and vaccines, there was a national survey that was taken, and I don't throw these numbers out to prove one thing or other than you've got to know where people stand on issues, and you've got to try and get a feel for things. And somebody's going to argue, well, it's a poll, Jack. They can be manipulated. I get that, but hear me out here. Just again, very broad discussion here about choirs, but yet what's the general consensus? You can believe what you want, but what do other people think? It's important to know. On a national poll, 55% to 41% favor masks in schools. When it comes to vaccine mandates, 52% say if you're going to buy on an airline, you should be vaccinated. 45% disagree. When it comes to big sporting events, going to a Tiger game or something, 49% think you need to be vaccinated before you go to that. 47% say no. So basically 50-50, right? It's a split. This one I thought was interesting. You're going to be on an airline, you're going to be in a sporting event. Yes, a lot of people think so. How about you must be vaccinated to go to a restaurant? The poll said 37% said, yes, we need to have that. 59% said no. I'm going to my place want to eat. You can't tell me I can't go in there. So now what about Michigan? According to this national survey, 53% of the people asked support shots for state workers. 42% say no. 48% say vaccines should be required at universities. 49% say no. This is a 50-50. Businesses, 45% say yes, they should demand vaccines. 50% say no. My point is, here in Michigan, look at that. We're fighting, and I don't think there should be vaccine mandates, right? It's a 50-50 split in this state when it comes to universities and basically businesses. When you're talking to your choir, you've got to understand who what the other choir's thinking too. So I thought that was interesting. Again, regional approach, that's what I preached a year ago, and I'm going to still preach it. If one area is getting hit hard, yes, they need to do some things. I don't know what, but that should not now become a rule for the rest of the state. So we'll see how it all plays out, but I think it's interesting. this past week, Governor Whitmer comes out with an $75 million law enforcement support plan. Earlier in the year, when we recommended $80 million to go for training and whatnot, that got poo-pooed as by the governor and the other side as just a waste of time. The governor earlier in the year, last June, I guess it was actually last June, she said she supported the spirit of defunding the police, and she said our state spent more money on things like public transit. And if our state spent more money on public transit and healthcare, you wouldn't need all this money going to other departments. But she, in the spirit of defunding the police. But now, since her potential opponent for governor is all law enforcement, it's changing. We, as the House of Representatives, we've put forward some smart plans for law enforcement because, crime is on the rise. We need to make sure our law enforcement is supported and given what they need. So I just had to throw that out there and kind of laugh at our governor on that topic because all of a sudden that choir's singing a different tune. Yesterday, I hear again, this is probably more for my district and northern Michigan than other parts of the state, but we had a hearing in transportation with regard to the safety of the Mackinac Bridge. About a month ago, there was a bomb threat to the bridge. There's also been a couple of people who've climbed the towers. And so as chair, I thought, I got to make sure that that's safe. I know that other bridges in the state are international crossings. They've got, Homeland Security and everything that's there and Border Patrol. What about our little Mackinac Bridge? And we had a good hearing. MSP, Homeland Security, I believe they're doing a fine job keeping our bridge safe. It's a constant in this day and age with all the threats out there. It's a constant stay up on top. What's happening to the Brooklyn Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge, and just issues in general. So I want you to know, after chatting with the good Lieutenant Colonel, I do believe that they are doing a good job of protecting the Mackinac Bridge. But one thing that I asked, and it was confirmed, that just doesn't make sense, is the guy that climbed the tower, he got arrested. He was charged under the critical infrastructure bill law that would say if these are critical infrastructure things and if you do something with them that's hazardous, et cetera, it's a felony. Well, the charges were thrown out, dismissed, probably a better way to say it, were dismissed because and so he could only be charged as a misdemeanor because the Mackinac Bridge is not listed in our state's critical infrastructure bill. Now, in defense, you stupid lawmakers. That bill was written initially in 1931 when the Mackinac Bridge wasn't even a twinkle in anybody's eye. And we need to update it. And so we are, as legislators, it's working with MDOT, the Attorney General's office. Let's come up with what needs to be. Maybe something that was in that bill, that law in 1931 isn't considered critical infrastructure anymore, the buggy whip factory. But maybe there are other things now, so let's update that. So we are going to do that, and at that will I think, be a good move forward, and I think it's good. Our hearing yesterday helped bring that out, so that was good news. We got to protect the Mackinac Bridge. The commerce that flows over the Mackinac Bridge is unbelievable, and hopefully not, but if Madam Governor gets her way and they shut down Line 5, we're going to need that bridge even more as hundreds of trucks will traverse it every day carrying oil and propane. So again, we move forward. Yesterday also, the Oversight Committee, which I'm a member, is taking testimony. Chair Johnson wants to look in depth the Unemployment Insurance Agency. We've got all these 700,000 folks getting letters saying they may have to pay stuff back, scaring the heck out of people, that sort of thing. So that's what we're looking at. And I will tell you, from following this from last year during COVID and our COVID Oversight Committee, and UIA was a huge problem back then, to today, I am focusing on the fact that, yes, there's lots of problems there, and I believe the governor has not necessarily made it a priority as she should, but we'll see. But my biggest thing is it's abundantly clear the software system that the unemployment agency uses is, this is not a technical term, junk. And we need to update it, and we need to do it fast. And that one of the things I want to ask is our Department of Technology Management and Budget, where are they in all of this? Because I wonder about that department too. I want to talk to them and ask them questions too, because I sometimes wonder about the technology part of technology management and budget. So that's what's going on right now in Lansing, yeah, we'll keep flowing. Again, I'm sticking to 1 day a week updates here. That might probably go to 2 once we get back into session in September, which isn't that far off now. So that's what I got for you right now. And of course, if you have any questions, if you're a constituent, please contact the office. All my contact information is at repomalley.com. You get the email, you get the phone numbers, and call. I was checking. We get, a lot of comments, questions from constituents about about all sorts of things, from unemployment to, what about this, zoning issue. We deal with it. And so I appreciate the opportunity to serve you and to handle and be a liaison between different departments and government agencies and following up on things. So, repomalley.com. You can call or email any questions or concerns. We try to get back to you as soon as we can. I should say this too. I'll put in a little plug. We try to get back to you as soon as you can. Now, sometimes people, they email with just general, here's what I think, and we might not necessarily get back to you timely on that, because maybe we are dealing with somebody who's got a high water issue or somebody who's got a problem that needs immediate search. And I've got 2 staff folks. We're making calls. We're doing the things that we need to do. So, sign up for the newsletter. You can do that too at repomalley.com. So there's my commercial. All right, we'll be in touch. Thank you.